The following clip is about a woman who goes by the nickname SB Pot Clips and how she always brushed off her partner's claims about their house. Claims of footsteps echoing in empty hallways, lights flickering even after the bulbs were replaced, and objects shifting ever so slightly from where they'd been left. Whenever he tried to explain what he saw, she'd laugh it off, making jokes at his expense. But on this particular day, the tables turned. Watch this.
Hey. Hold on, I'm trying to fix my hair because... Y'all, you know it's not no AC in here? And I was just doing push-ups? He need to return that jacket and use that $1,000 to get this AC fixed. I'm just kidding. Hey. Hey. I'm too loud?
It closed? On its
Yeah. I thought you closed it.
own? Did it close on its own?
It's a ghost?
If you're a believer in the paranormal, you already know, doors closing on their own are never a good sign. After this incident, she finally began to realize that what was happening inside their home might be far more serious than she ever imagined. Hopefully, they can get to the bottom of it before things escalate further. But at the very least, her husband is relieved, because now he doesn't have to do all the convincing on his own. In this next clip, a woman's CCTV camera captured something she never expected to see in her own home. Have a look. Now, to give you some context, this wasn't the first unusual thing to happen here. In the weeks leading up to this night, she had reported strange disturbances. Faint knocks echoing through quiet rooms, toys shifting slightly on their own, and even whispers faintly picked up by baby monitors when no one was near them. But what the footage revealed that night was on a completely different level. What you just saw wasn't an innocent child tossing in bed. The boy was clearly being dragged by something unseen. So, was that a ghost? And most importantly, what could possibly drive one to drag a child in such a way? This next clip is about a couple who had been living through something no one would want to experience. For months, they reported hearing terrifying banging sounds inside their home, always at odd hours and always loud enough to shake them to their core. Imagine being fast asleep, only to wake up to something that sounds like a shotgun going off inside your own house. Well, that's exactly what they've been dealing with for months. But one particular night, something unusual happened, and they weren't inside this time. But what they captured that night was unlike anything before. Watch this.
I hear it banging like in his house since we came outside. That's how crazy it is.
I don't want to do that. This is intense.
Alright, when they start throwing shit, we're out of here.
Yeah, no,
yeah.
we... Oh!
Here's the glass.
Oh, fuck. Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Yeah,
Somebody up
we're...
Yeah, the neighbor came over and was like,
there. I know.
are there people in there? They're like, someone's knocking on our... And I was like, no, like, I think it might be the vibration from this.
Yeah.
They're all outside, right?
Yeah, we're all outside.
Oh, good, okay.
Well, they were when I walked up here.
Oh,
Just make sure you guys are okay.
yeah,
Thank
we're good. Oh, you can see the glass, like, sparkling on the sidewalk from, like, the window. I know, that's what I'm scared.
This time, the noise didn't just echo through the house. It left behind serious damage. Furniture was overturned, items were smashed, and the entire scene looked as if someone, or something, had lashed out in anger. For the first time, the couple called the police, hoping for answers, but while the investigation is still ongoing, the couple can't shake the feeling that what they're up against is far from ordinary. Until the authorities come up with an explanation, this one remains unresolved. You must have heard many people talk about ghost swings before, and there are countless clips online of playground swings moving on their own, even when there's no one around. In one case, a swing in Argentina kept moving back and forth for nearly 10 minutes while locals gathered around, stunned, and even tried to stop it, only for it to keep swinging harder. Well, this next video is about another ghost swing encounter. Watch this.
Swing for me. See the swing by itself. And two ghosts. Some of the time you see nobody, I show you. Nobody at the playground and the swing by itself. Well, you see swing for me and see swing. You see the two ghosts, child ghost, swing by itself. I never swing. Swing some more. You see it swing by itself.
Now, here's where the debate gets interesting. Believers argue that playgrounds are liminal spaces, filled with children's laughter and energy, making them perfect places for spirits to linger. Some even claim that the spirits of children who passed away tragically might be drawn to swings because they represent innocence, play, and freedom. For them, these videos are undeniable proof that something from the other side is making contact. On the other side, skeptics insist it's all just physics. They point to hidden gusts of wind, uneven swing chains, or even the way certain swings are designed to move longer once disturbed. To them, it's not paranormal. It's just the natural world playing tricks on us. So what do you think? Do ghosts actually ride swings, or is this all just a big misconception? In this next clip, Brent was inside a mall at around 4 a.m., a time when no one should have been there. No shoppers, no employees, nothing but silence and emptiness. Yet, instead of silence, he captured something deeply unsettling. Watch this. Now listen closely. Those weren't just random creaks or the sound of a building settling. What Brent recorded echoed through the dark hallways like groans of a child in pain, long and drawn out, scary enough to freeze you in your tracks. Others could say it sounded like a group of people crying together as if mourning, or worse, performing some kind of ritual in secret. There's also the possibility of residual energy. Malls are places where countless emotions, stress, excitement, anger, even desperation, play out every single day. Some paranormal investigators argue that these emotions can sometimes leave behind an imprint, replaying like a recording long after the people are gone. Also, when you combine the timing, 4 a.m., with the nature of the sounds themselves, it becomes hard to dismiss. So was Brent simply in the wrong place at the wrong time, or did he really capture something paranormal? You decide. The following video is about a lady named Len, who finally found a way to capture the strange things happening in her home. Unlike most people who just happen to catch activity by chance, Len had a problem. Every time she reached for her phone, the activity would stop immediately, as if whatever was in her house knew it was being watched. She tried again and again, but had no proof for her friends, who never believed her whenever she described the scary things she dealt with daily. But on September 27th, 2020, she decided to be sneaky about it, and it turns out that's all she needed to do. Watch this. If you look closely at the very beginning, you can see the top left drawer slide open. And according to Len, that same drawer had been opening and closing on its own before she grabbed her phone, which is exactly why she tried this trick in the first place. And that night confirmed it. Whatever was in her house did not like being watched, but things didn't stay that way for long. A few weeks later, the activity escalated. It was as if the spirit had lost its shyness, no longer caring if Len had her phone in hand. Watch this.
Son of a... I'm telling you, I'm about to lose it. I'm literally, oh my God, I'm freaking out. Please, for just a few minutes, not play with any more toys. I'm trying to make sure my baby's not trying to fall out the screen door, but I'm scared to shut my own front door right now. Because if something else happens, I'm about to get my baby and I'm leaving. I don't know how, because I don't got a car, but I'm going to be walking down the street with my 1-year-old. These toys, okay, I have this TikTok open right now because, hold on, let me get my baby. She's, God almighty. Okay, I wasn't going to post any content tonight because I'm home alone, and I know when I do that, the activity gets worse. But the ghost is playing with toys and stuff, so I was just going to upload this one video and be done. And tell you, story time will be here when my husband gets home. I'm tripping over my words because I'm freaking out. The ghost is playing with the toys. I'm about to show you the video that I just recorded. And then while I had my TikTok open, about to post the one video, that toy over there starts playing by itself. So I'm standing by the front door waiting for something else to happen because I'm about to walk off with my baby. I don't have a car right now, but I'm about to leave. I asked the ghost nicely to stop playing with the one toy. I should have been more specific and meaning like all the baby toys. Please don't play with any of the baby toys. I'm sitting here playing peekaboo with my baby, and one of them toys just went off. I swear if you could hear my heartbeat right now, like I can hear it in my ears right now. I'm alone. I'm not making any kind of content right now because I know what will happen with me at this house by myself. So I'm not doing anything, and it's not helping anyway. I'm pretty sure, God almighty, it was that one. Yep. There's no reason for that to be playing. We've been in here for 2 hours. We got home from dinner about 2 hours ago. We've been in this living room, and that toy has not went off once. So it's not because it's being pressed by that tub, like, oh God. And I don't have a car right now. I can't leave. Like, I would leave right now. This is usually the part where I just ask the ghost to please stop, because it's scaring me. Whoever's doing that, will you please stop? Because I'm here with my baby alone. I can't leave. I'm scared. Please. Just respect that, please. I mean, I let you back in the house. Just please respect that, because I really don't want to get too freaked out. My heart's beating so fast that my baby is kicking, like the one in my belly. So evidently you can hear my heart speed up. So yeah, it just stops. It, for the most part, the ghost will respect what I ask. That's what people are in my comment section all the time talking about, like, why are you not getting rid of the dolls, this and that? Because they are pretty respectful. I mean, I hate to put it like that, but they, for the most part, respect when I tell them, like, I'm getting really scared, please stop, like, enough is enough, you know, you played with us for a little bit, now it's time, you know, we gotta go to bed, or this or that. They respect it for the most part.
Now Len wasn't just dealing with cabinets and drawers, she started to suspect it might be a childlike spirit, one that seemed drawn to toys and enjoys opening things, which would explain the cabinet situation in her first recording. For a short while, the house went quiet. No activity, no strange toy noises, nothing. Until one night at dinner, she began to feel like she wasn't alone. Not wanting to regret missing her chance, she grabbed her phone before anything happened. This is what she captured.
Shit, I'm gonna burn my other fucking lasagna. Shit.
At first, it felt like something was tugging on the back of her hair, but then suddenly it wasn't her hair anymore. It was her food. And really, who wants food that's been touched by a ghost? But from there, things escalated. It was as though whatever had gone silent for weeks came back stronger, as if recharged. So after enduring months of these escalating encounters, Len and her family eventually moved, but the strange activity didn't end there. One night, while doing one of her popular story times online, where she would recount past paranormal experiences she'd had growing up, the post became less about the stories she was telling, and more about what was happening around her in real time. Watch this.
People on this app keep asking me to tell stories about like stuff that we've seen, ghost stories. So here is the story about when we lived in the most haunted house that I've ever experienced in my life, other than when I got the dolls. This was before I got the dolls. When me and my brother were teenagers, my mom and dad moved us into this huge house. It was like 8 bedrooms. There's only 4 of us, and it was huge. So we had a lot of extra space, and the only reason why we could afford it at the time is because my dad is a painter, and he was gonna paint and clean the whole house out because it had been vacant for a really long time. And so we were getting it for really cheap. So when we were cleaning it out, me and my brother found a wheelchair that we were playing in. It was like old and squeaky. It made a very distinct sound. And it was like super rusted, but it was the one that had like the headrest and like the big armrest and the whole leg part. Like it was a full like bondage type wheelchair. And I just assumed that it was weird that there was Velcro on it. There's a bug. I thought it was weird that there was Velcro on it, but then I was like, well, if they have like some type of muscle problems, they'll draw up if they're not like attached to it or something. So I was like, I chalked it up to that. It wasn't that. But anyways, so while me and my brother were playing in that wheelchair, which we should never have done, while we were playing in that wheelchair, the old lady from next door, she was like 80, she come over to tell us about who lived in the house before us, pretty much just creep us out, because she had some terrible stories about who lived in the house. Like, everyone that lived in that house died. I mean, not everyone, I'm saying somebody died from each family while they occupied the house. Like, the first people she told us about was an old man who was lonely. He killed himself inside the house. And the second couple that lived there died in a plane crash while they lived in the house. The third person, it was an old man. He had a heart attack at the mailbox. And then the last people that occupied the house before we moved in was the girl that owned the wheelchair. And she was like young. I think she was like 12 or 13. She was super young. But her mom and dad abused her, and she ended up dying in the house. But the old lady was saying that her mom and dad hid her. Like, not hid her, but hid her. Like, they didn't let her go out anywhere. They didn't even know. The old lady said she only knew that there was a, god dang bugs, that there was a little girl that used a wheelchair because she had came out one day using her feet. I'm gonna have to, hold on. Okay. The wheelchair, okay, wait a minute, I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay, you know how I told you the wheelchair was like the whole bondage type wheelchair? Okay, and it had Velcro on the arms, on the forearm part, and on like the feet part. And the parents, they ended up neglecting her, and she died in the wheelchair. And they kept her strapped in it, the old lady said. But one day, the little girl made it outside by using her feet to just like, hold on. She would like, the only thing you can move if your legs was strapped in the wheelchair was like this. You'd have to, and like scoot yourself. Well, that's what she was doing. When the old lady, she went into graphic detail, like trying to scare us, I think. But everything was true, she said, because we knew the owner and he verified everything she said. But the little girl was scooting her feet and made it outside one day. And she said the mom came out hysterical, like embarrassed, apologizing to the old lady that seen her, and like rushed her back in, like they were embarrassed of her. So the little girl died in the house. I don't know how. I just know the old lady said she was neglected, so maybe she starved to death. I don't know. Bless her heart. But anyways, that wheelchair made a very distinct sound. And me and my brother were hanging out in my room one night, and we heard that wheelchair coming down the hallway. Now, my dad already threw the wheelchair away. Like, I know y'all just heard that. I know y'all did. You didn't. Because I had to rewatch the entire fucking video to see if you could hear it. It was banging on the walls. It sounded like right here. I had to run in and make sure my husband wasn't beating on the wall to make sure my baby's good. Everything's fine. Nope, that beating come from somewhere around here. I hope to God that it picks it up next time. Could you do it a little louder? Maybe on this door. Anyways, so I've got to rewatch this whole freaking video again to see where I was at.
Just in case you missed it, at the very beginning, something moved past the door behind her. Then, when she was talking about a wheelchair, there was a banging sound. But the truly disturbing part is what happened afterward. Watch this.
What I'm about to show you is embarrassing. God dang cicadas. That was embarrassing too, but that's not what I was talking about. What I'm about to show you is embarrassing, but I done come too far. I done come too far telling y'all everything because I'm an open book. I'm not a very private person, and I'm an oversharer, okay? I'm gonna add that real quick. What I'm about to show you is super embarrassing, okay? But I done come too far on this TikTok to not show y'all everything that's happening in my life. So, here's the video. If you're a child, go away. Shoo, shoo, shoo. You don't need to be watching scary videos anyway. You'll be having nightmares.
I hear something. The ghosts are really messing with me now. They're doing stuff that I can't show on TikTok. So they're making stuff move, but they're like taunting me, like, haha, I can't show this. I was just in the living room with my baby. Let me check on my baby real quick. It's good. Okay, I'm in the living room and I start hearing this weird buzzing sound. I'm like, what is that? I go looking for it. They have turned on adult toys that's in this drawer. I can't show it, but I literally just had to get in here and turn it off. It has a remote, and the remote's missing. I don't know where the remote is, and I swear I just had this out the day before yesterday. I was talking to my cousin, and I was showing her the toy, and I put the remote and the toy back in its bag, and they turned on the toy and took the remote. I don't know where the remote is. Hand to God. The ghost is like taunting me now. They're like, ha ha, we're making stuff move, but you can't show it. So really, so they're messing with me in a way that only I can't post it. Like they're with me now.
For some, this was the final confirmation that the reason Len continues to experience paranormal events is because she talks about them so often that by giving them her attention, she's feeding them or even inviting them in. But can talking about spirits, ghosts, and the paranormal really draw them closer? Or is there another explanation for why Len keeps finding herself in the middle of activity? Let me know your thoughts on this. This next clip is about a hiking trip gone wrong. Joy and her friends were out on the trails, enjoying what was supposed to be a peaceful hike, when suddenly they began hearing strange, unsettling sounds echoing through the woods. Listen closely.
We're frozen here. Because that doesn't sound like coyotes. They got something. Are they getting closer, Joy? No? A biker just went that way, and the sound got worse.
Now, what makes this even creepier is that many people believe hiking locations, especially those deep in forests or near mountains, are some of the most paranormal hotspots in the world. Why? Because they're often isolated, away from civilization, and in many cultures, these places are said to hold spiritual energy or even be sacred grounds. Some legends even warn that spirits linger in the wild, drawn to the silence and remoteness. But, of course, not everyone believes it's paranormal. Some argue the noises could easily belong to animals, perhaps a hunting dog, sled dogs, coyotes, or even wolves. The howls and groans sound canine to some, while others swear there's something about the tone that doesn't sound animal at all, more like a presence calling out from the darkness. So what do you think? Were Joy and her friends surrounded by animals, or did they stumble onto something far more mysterious? You decide. The following video was captured by Danny in her home, and as much as skeptics might say otherwise, she's pretty sure what they're dealing with is a ghost. One afternoon, Danny left for her usual shift at work and asked her mom to stay over and watch her 2-year-old daughter, Mimi. The two were having some innocent granny and daughter time when something truly unbelievable happened.
You're so funny. I can't wait until summer gets here so we can go outside and play.
I miss Mimi.
I miss you too. I miss you too. What?
Coming.
What? Who's coming?
Here coming.
Who?
Him.
You see somebody back there?
Him.
Who?
Here.
Him?
Yeah.
Where's he at? Is he in our house?
Yeah.
Where? Show me. Where's he at? He's right in front of you?
Yep.
Who is it?
A guy.
Who's there, mister? What are you doing in our... Where's he at? In the dining room?
Yeah.
Show me him. Go show me him. Give me your hand. Take me to him.
This him.
Take me to him. Show me.
This him.
Wait, let me... Show me. Is he right here?
Yep.
He's in our dining room?
Yeah.
What are you doing in our dining room, mister? What does he look like?
I bug.
He's got bug eyes?
Yeah.
What are you doing in our living room, mister? Get. You go back home. You go back wherever you came from. What's he doing? Come on, you're creeping me out. We're going upstairs. Come on. You're scaring me. We're going upstairs. Yeah, you're scaring me. We're going upstairs. You are...
The little girl looked visibly terrified, and her tiny voice later described it perfectly. He's got bug eyes. And at that age, you don't just make that kind of detail up. Thankfully, the home security camera captured everything, so Danny sent the footage to a local ghost hunter, and the case is currently under review. We can only hope she receives the help she deserves, especially because her daughter still hasn't stopped talking about the man with the bug eyes. You know how people say, you get used to anything if it happens long enough? That might be true, but not when it comes to ghosts. A group of friends have dealt with strange occurrences at their workplace for months. Unexplainable noises when no one is around, footsteps echoing from empty rooms, and doors that seem to close on their own. It became a part of their routine, as strange as that sounds, but one day, something finally happened that they couldn't ignore. Take a look at the kind of stuff they had to deal with every day.
Chloe, you're gonna have to go and have a look. Honestly. Please.
Don't fucking go.
I am.
I'm here.
No, we're the only ones here.
Hello?
Oh! No! Oh my, Chloe, go in, Chloe. Go in.
There's actually no one in here.
No one, wait. I'll have a look at the bar now. What the hell?
Oh my god!
With objects moving on their own and no one visibly nearby, this was clearly a paranormal activity, and for the first time, they caught it on camera. They showed the footage to their manager, hoping for answers, but instead of taking action, he brushed it off, and that's when they started to suspect he might know more than he's letting on. Feeling unsafe, the women met with a paranormal expert, who gave them iron rings and black salt pouches, items said to ward off dark entities and trap restless spirits. Now they carry it to work and keep it close at all times. Hopefully, it's enough, because if it's not, they may have no choice but to leave. The man in the next clip, Alejandro Torres from Seville, Spain, found himself trapped in what can only be described as a haunted living space. Around 3 a.m., during what many call the devil's hour, he began hearing strange noises from his bathroom. Curious but unsettled, he started recording.
3 a.m. De vuelta se escuchan los ruidos en la... Ahí está. Ya no sé qué hacer. Alguien que me diga qué hacer. ¿Cómo querés que te ayude? Ya no sé qué hacer. ¿Cómo querés que te ayude? Yo ya no sé qué hacer. Ya no sé cómo vivir con esto. Se están escuchando susurros. Esto nunca había escuchado. Voy a acercarme para... ¿Quién sos? Déjame tranquilo. Ya no sé qué hacer. Ya no sé qué hacer. No sé qué hacer.
Right outside his restroom, you can see the door handle violently shaking, like someone or something was trapped inside. Then a blood-curdling scream, as if whatever was inside was being tormented and desperately wanted release. He checked every corner of his house. No one was there, but the air felt heavy, like he was being watched. Then things escalated.
Se están escuchando ruidos acá. Ahí dejaron de hablar. Hace días que vengo escuchando ruidos acá. Ya no sé cómo... Se cayó de acá un botín. Ya igual a estas alturas miedo ya no tengo. Concha de su madre. Esos hijos de puta. El coche yo no lo dejo ahí aparte. Siempre aparece el coche en cualquier lado. Ya no sé qué. Benji, vení acá. Vení, Benji, acá. Se me desvanecen las piernas ya. Ya no sé cómo vivir. Vení conmigo. No te vayas, vení. Quédate acá. Quédate acá. Deja de ladrar, quédate acá. ¿A dónde estás mirando, Benjamín? Vení acá, Benjamín.
objects started moving on their own. Items he knew he placed one way were suddenly somewhere else, and his dog started barking at empty spaces like it could see something he couldn't. And the most disturbing part, the moment he saw a face, an unnatural image on the door, but by the time he looked away to get something to defend himself, the image was gone. The scariest part is, this wasn't a one-time occurrence. It had been happening for weeks, but on March 27th, 2024, it returned, louder, stronger, and darker.
¿Cómo la busco? ¿Dónde querés que la busque? Déjame en paz. ¿Cómo que está cerca? ¿El campo qué?
Just like previous times, it started with the same sounds, the same door, only this time it was louder and more deliberate. Desperate for answers, Alejandro compiled his footage and contacted spiritual experts, and after reviewing everything, they confirmed what he feared most. There was a powerful demonic entity living in the house. They fixed a date to perform some cleansing rituals, but until the energy is fully removed, Alejandro refuses to return to that building. And honestly, can you blame him? Some nurses were on their night shift break when they heard something strange coming from the old ward next door, a room that had not been used for months. But before this day, they've noticed odd events like call buttons lighting up on their own, empty beds creaking like someone had just sat up, and the sound of soft, wheezing breathing coming from rooms with no patients. A few times, nurses claimed to see someone walking into a ward, only to find it completely empty. So on this very day, when they heard the strange noise from the old ward, they tried to ignore it, but the sounds grew louder, so they sent the only male nurse with them at the moment to check it out. And this is what he saw.
Go in. Go in. Go in. Figure out why the lights are. I don't like that. I don't like that. Do it.
They look like evil eyes. You guys gonna come with me?
Yeah, of course we're gonna go with you.
Thanks.
Ooh, it feels weird.
Was that you? Yeah. This room feels weird. I don't like this.
Ooh. The curtain moved.
No, it did.
Yeah, it did. It moved.
No,
It moved.
it
It
did.
moved. Yes, it did.
Why would a
It did.
curtain move?
How do you not see that? Oh, okay.
The curtains were moving even though the windows were closed and there was no fan, and shortly after, things started falling off shelves. One by one, these could be dismissed as coincidence, but all of them together? That's different. With the combination of physical movement, electrical disturbance, and timing, what they caught was more than just a strange coincidence. Something was in that room, and for a ward that hadn't seen a patient in weeks, there's only one explanation. A lingering spirit was present, maybe a former patient. This next clip was recorded by Clara's father, after he realized they've been living with something unexplainable that refuses to leave them alone. It started small with sounds of dripping water from taps that weren't on, lights dimming whenever she walked into a room, strange burn marks appearing on the walls with no heat source nearby. Unwilling to accept reality, they convinced themselves it was faulty wiring, old pipes, maybe even a prank. But on this particular Monday morning, all logic failed. Clara was getting ready for a big presentation, and her dad offered to record her for practice. The moment she began speaking, this happened.
1, 2, 3, go. Okay na? Now that I have introduced myself to the patient, verified the client's... Now that I have introduced myself to the patient, explained the procedure, and asked for his consent, verified the client's identity, and
Ano ito?
Sige pa. Sige na. O, tara. 1, 2, 3, go. Now that I have introduced myself to the patient,
She tried to brush it off, but then it happened again. And this time, it was more terrifying. Since then, her father has compiled every strange event caught on camera, and they're now seeking serious help to get rid of whatever spirit in their home. We hope her presentation still went well after that kind of experience. Some people say mornings are the safest time of the day, like whatever's out there rests when the sun comes up. But for Jorge, that quiet morning was anything but safe. It was a quiet morning, and Jorge was lying in bed, scrolling through his phone like usual, just enjoying the calm. Without warning, Alexa started playing Tiptoe Through the Tulips, but he hadn't touched anything. At first, he thought it was a glitch, or maybe he triggered it by accident, but the music kept going and something about it didn't feel right. He got out of bed, walked toward the kitchen, took out his camera, and began to film the incident when this happened.
What the f***? Oh, f***. What the f***? What the fuck? Alexa! Stop the music! Alexa, stop! What the f***? In the name of Jesus Christ, I ask you to leave this house right now. What the f***? Who goes there? Somebody's in there, you better come out right now. I got a knife on me right now. Come out right now. Oh, in the name of Jesus Christ. I ask you to come out. Who's in here? Who's in here right now? You better come out.
He heard the sound of children laughing and running, but Jorge doesn't have kids. The next thing was a high-pitched scream that was very sharp and unmistakably human. He followed the sound, trying to trace where it was coming from, and just as he reached for the door, it slammed shut. Then another scream followed, but this time it was louder and angrier. Jorge ran out of the house and drove straight to his local church seeking help, and honestly, he'll need more than luck, but we hope he gets all the help he needs. Because despite being absent, neighbors still report music, laughter, and that same growling voice echoing through the walls. The following video was captured in a hotel in Manchester, and back when this incident in the video I'm about to show you happened, the security man had to quit his job because the entire hotel was pretty bad with activity. On this day, there were reports that there were screams from room 209, and no one checked into the room, so John, the security man, had to go up to have a look.
It's room 209. Amy says nobody's checked into that room, and there's reports of screaming coming from that room. Amy, he's on his way down there right now. John's gonna enter the room real quick, just check, make sure, see what's going on. Wait one. John? John, are you there? Okay, Amy, John wants you to call the police right now if you don't mind. He says no one's in there, but that all of the furniture's been turned upside down and the hold on. He says the carpet's been ripped up and that the shower is on, but nobody's in there. Man, that's scary. I'm officially freaked out now.
John was supposed to wait for the police, but curiosity got the better of him, and if you look closely, you'll see something like a shadowy figure leaving the room. Also, with the way they saw everything in the room upside down, the only explanation is that there was a paranormal entity active in that room. The hotel ran a full investigation, but soon everything became silent. John, on the other hand, couldn't let it go. He went back to review the footage, and when he saw the figure moving just outside room 209, he knew this was certainly a ghost. The following video was captured by a woman named Carrie Ann, a mother who has known since the earliest days that her daughter was different. It started when her daughter was just a few weeks old. Carrie would find her staring into corners, giggling, or waving at things no one else could see. Carrie assumed it was nothing but the usual baby behavior until her daughter started describing people who weren't there, people who had been dead for years. At first, it frightened her, but after a while, she began to accept it and became convinced her daughter wasn't just seeing things, she was seeing spirits. One afternoon, on what seemed like a perfectly normal day, Carrie and her daughter went to visit Carrie's father's grave, and this happened.
Are you talking to the little kids? You say hello. Yeah. So she totally just stopped at this kid's grave and started talking to it. And of course I didn't record it. Be nice.
When Carrie uploaded the footage, the responses and comments were overwhelming, but the majority agreed on one thing. The little girl is a medium. And here's the thing about mediums, many believe they're born with a thin veil between this world and the next, able to sense what others can't. Some even say they're messengers, while others say they're guardians. Whatever the case may be, we can only hope this little girl gets the guidance and support she needs to develop her gift, because this kind of gift, as strange as it may be, doesn't come to just anyone. You ever walk into a place that's beautiful on the outside, but something just doesn't feel right? Like the air's a little too still, and your gut tells you to stay alert? That's exactly how Jason Miller felt the first time he stayed at his friend's house. From the outside, you'd never guess. It's the kind of property you'd see on a postcard, surrounded by woods, with a koi pond, a fire pit, and a guest cabin. But for some reason, at exactly 9:30 p.m. every night, strange things begin to happen that make you feel something else is there too, something uninvited. Every night at exactly 9:30 p.m., the energy in the house shifts. It starts with cold spots, even in the middle of summer. Then sometimes it's a strange smell, not mildew or anything you can explain, more like rotting flowers or burnt hair. Even the clocks in the house, no matter how many times they were replaced, would stop ticking at 9:33, and phone batteries drain out of nowhere. At first, they joked about it, but after one of their friends left the house one evening, right at 9:30 p.m., no one was laughing anymore. The rest of the group stayed behind, watching the security camera as she walked to her car, and what they saw still gives them chills. A dark, fast-moving figure passed, and a few seconds after they saw it, they saw wet footprints appear on the deck, but no one had come out of the water. After that night, the homeowner began thinking about selling, but Jason needed answers, so he contacted a local ghost hunter to investigate, and the findings were disturbing. Years ago, 4 men had been assassinated in that very house. No memorials, no headlines, just silence, and a history buried under renovation. That discovery changed everything, because now there's no more room for doubt. The nightly occurrences, the shifting energy, the figure on camera, none of it was coincidence. They are all paranormal activities, caused by not just one ghost, but 4. This next clip was recorded by a man named Elias, who had recently left the busy city behind and moved to a remote village tucked deep in the Austrian mountains. His nearest neighbor was a few kilometers away with no streetlights and no traffic, just a thick forest, endless silence, and something else. For the first few months, strange things happened. Lights flickering for no reason, distant knocks at night, and odd animal voices, but he brushed it off as just part of living in the wilderness. The price of peace, as he calls it, until one day he stepped into the bathroom, opened the window, and heard this.
Was zur Hölle? Das kommt vom Void, Alter.
It sounded like thousands of people screaming, like a stadium during a goal, but 10 times louder. And before anyone could argue it was just a local match or a concert, Lucas was clear. There were no soccer fields nearby, no events, no festivals, no reason for such a sound. It terrified him, especially because deep down, he'd always felt like he wasn't supposed to be there, and it didn't stop. It kept happening, night after night, sometimes for over an hour. Eventually, Elias decided he had to see for himself, so he took his camera and went into the woods.
So, today I heard the I don't know, voices or the sounds too. Like the other day, it was for like an hour or something, and I'm walking now in the forest, and the weird thing. Oh, what the fuck? And the weird thing about forest, or about the noise, like when I got in the forest. No, it's great. When I got in the forest, it stopped, and I think I heard something. Like when before I recorded, there was just a weird sound. And that's because I recorded, or I started the recording. Sorry for my poor English, I'm not the best at speaking English. Ich spreche eigentlich Deutsch, lol. I think I heard something. Like it rained for like half of the day. Just because everything here sucks. What the? Okay, no. I think it's time to go. Nope. It's very nope. I know I'm not like in a horror movie or something. I don't go to this weird noise. When I hear it, I just go. I know it's time to go. Yes. When I don't post on Reddit anymore, he'll know that I died. Oh, what the f?
It sounded like people chanting or spirits crying out through the woods, and it didn't happen once, but 3 times. At this point, he was convinced he had to listen to his gut, so he packed up and left, and honestly, can you blame him? When you're alone in a remote mountain village, hearing what sounds like spirits screaming, or in a cultic group, in a place with very few people, your mind starts to put pieces together, and none of the possibilities are comforting. The following clip was recorded by Matt, a young man whose family had gone on vacation, leaving him home alone for a few days. Now, Matt isn't new to paranormal activity. In fact, he's had a few brushes with strange activities, but nothing frequent, until his birthday week. At first, he didn't mind the silence, but as his birthday drew nearer, the house began to feel different. One afternoon, while he was relaxing in the living room, something strange and terrifying happened.
Bro. Move it again. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. In the name of Jesus, I banish you back to where you've come from. I banish you back to wherever the came from. This is not your house.
Being deeply religious, Matt did what he could, praying and commanding whatever it was to leave. But just when he thought the energy had passed, something else happened.
What was that, Tiberius? What was that, Tiberius?
Fundamental questions that we need to know as
Fucking
voters.
TV's too
Per
loud.
economic
Bro, I
rent.
just heard
What is an opportunity
something
economy? What does that mean?
crazy,
Come to
bro.
facts.
I'm home alone. Home alone.
The economy was higher, inflation was lower.
Bro, I'm telling you.
Things were better overall, and now with Kamala's administration,
Bro, I'm telling you.
it's so fantastic. And she's saying she can fix the problems that her administration has caused, but I just don't know if I can afford to take that risk.
Race baiting and fear mongering was a big part of her tactic tonight. I think he was gaslit during the entire debate, and that was probably why he was so defensive.
Bro, what was
And
that?
even when he brought up the topic of race, he brought that up because she's pandering.
Yeah. Look, these voters saw something that I think we perhaps didn't. Kamala Harris was like an Oprah Winfrey quote book. I mean, she was just spewing these pro-life. It didn't resonate. The lack of specificity.
Did you hear that? What the? What? What the was that? Nah, bro. Yo, what the was that?
If you listen closely, you'll hear it. A whisper, low and chilling, saying, "Here." Now, most people would have packed their bags and left, but Matt stayed, thinking he could handle it until the next sign came, and this time, it was harder to ignore.
I don't know what the fuck's going on with these dogs, bro. They're scared of some. Yo, I'm telling you, bro. That's the second time I heard those bells, bro. The second time. The second time. I'm home all the fuck alone, bro. Nobody is home. Nobody. No one is home. Nobody is home. And those bells. What's wrong, Petey? What's wrong? What do you see? You see something? You see something over here? I'm telling you, those bells, I heard them twice. What the f is going on? Petey! 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 Petey, what's going on? The TV turned on. TV turned on. Petey, let's go. Go, Petey. Go. Go out. Go out. Go out. Go. Go out. Go out. Go out. Go out. Go out. What the f is going on? What the f is going on? What the f is going? It turned off. It turned off. Lucy, Bentley, let's go. Bentley, get out. Let's go. Tiberius, let's go. Get the f out. Get the f out. Get the f out. Let's go. Tiberius, Lucy. Oh my God. Charlie, let's go. Come on. Come on, who's home? Come on, who's home? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out. Come on, T. Come on. Lucy.
His dogs were clearly panicking, and experts in the paranormal world often say that when a dog is afraid, especially without reason, it's often because they're sensing a presence or something dark, and those bells? They're one of the oldest signals of ghostly presence, either announcing arrival or trying to draw attention. Some even say spirits use bells to manipulate energy. One other thing is the timing. The timing of the balls falling on their own wasn't random, and together, all of these strange activities point to one thing: a demonic presence. Days later, things seemed to quiet down, and Matt thought the worst was over, but that's often when spirits become most deceptive, just quiet enough to make you drop your guard. Until this happened.
Bro, I'm playing COD, my whole PlayStation turns off, and this door opens up by itself, and it was closed because what the f was that? What? And the light's going again. And the light's going again. And right there is the light switches to that light. And guess what else I'm about to tell you? Nobody's home. Oh my God. What? And the dogs want no fucking part of it. And why is that door open? Bro? It's coming in threes. It's coming in threes. If you don't believe me, nobody's home. There is the notes that my mom left me when they go on vacation. Honestly, I'm scared as hell right now. Lucy is scared as right now too, actually. Oh my God, bro. I really don't want to look behind this fucking door. Oh my God, bro. What the f? Bro? Bro. What the f is going on here, bro? I gotta get out of here, bro. I gotta get the dogs. I'm out of here. Let's go. Get up now. Get up, Petey. We're going. Bentley, come on. This way. Let's go. I'm done making this fucking video. I don't care about this shit anymore. I gotta get these dogs out of this fucking house. Get out. Bentley, come on. Bro, it's Friday the 13th too. I just realized I got all the dogs out here. And there's my... Oh my God. Did you guys just see that? Bro. Nah. This ain't a game anymore, bro. This shit is up. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Did you guys just see that light going off in my house?
Doors opening on their own, even though they were locked, lights flickering, always at the same time of night. And most disturbing of all, the activity didn't stop even after Matt left the house. That night, he finally contacted the family priest, and honestly, After everything he's been through, we hope the prayers and blessings are strong enough to banish the demon. This footage comes from a woman named Eliza, and what you're about to see is the final proof she needed to believe what she'd been trying to ignore. Eliza and her brother worked the night shift at a small-town movie theater, the kind of town where everyone's heard the rumors, but no one really talks about them. The theater was supposed to be just a job, quiet, simple, routine, but from the very first night, she knew something was wrong. One night, while cleaning out one of the auditoriums, she heard something no one ever expects in an empty theater, a baby crying. At first, she tried to rationalize it, maybe a family was leaving late, but the theater had already been closed for hours, so she checked the entire building. Every auditorium, every hallway, and the only other person there was her brother. When she told him, he didn't believe her and insisted she was hearing things due to stress, but she couldn't shake the feeling. And a few weeks later, her brother was next to getting the scare of his life. During his night shift, he was alone in the bathroom, mopping up, when suddenly, a thick black cloud formed right in front of him. This was not smoke, it wasn't steam, it had shape, mass, and a very strange movement. This was their breaking point, and a few weeks later, they both left the job, deciding it wasn't worth the unease they felt every shift. But then, months later, a coworker sent them something, a clip. According to Eliza, this was the same dark figure standing in the projection area, and although people who weren't there might try to explain it away by saying it's a bird, a bat, or a shadow, Eliza knew better because she'd seen that shape before and felt its presence. Also, with every other encounter stacked against it, there's no other explanation I can get behind, other than the obvious one. That place was haunted. In the following video, a woman who goes by the nickname Bulldog Mum is in her kitchen, casually watching a Mr. Balance story on her phone when she hears her daughter shouting in the living room. Watch. What's disturbing about this is that the noise only happens when she's home alone, and never when friends or family are around. When she posted the clip online, viewers jumped in with theories. Some suggested it might be a spirit trying to communicate. Others urged her to dig into the house's history, just in case something traumatic ever occurred there that left an imprint. But here's the creepy part. There's no pattern and no timing, just these random bursts of noise. She has reached out to a medium in hopes of getting some answers about if there's a spirit present and what exactly it wants. Until then, she's keeping her phone close, in case the noises return. This next clip was recorded around 3 a.m. when Kurhaz's young daughter suddenly wakes up, and what follows is hard to explain. Have a look.
It ain't nothing, baby. It's a dirty hand.
No!
key. It's the cover, look. It's the cover.
You gonna mommy?
No.
It's daddy's hand. It's my hand.
The little girl looks terrified, and she's staring at something no one else can see. She says she feels something touching her, but there's no one there. According to Kurhaz, this has been happening for weeks now. Every time around 3 a.m., her daughter wakes up terrified, unable to speak clearly, shaking and clutching her arms like she's being grabbed, and it doesn't end quickly. On this particular night, it lasted until 9:45 a.m., and she wouldn't eat, wouldn't drink, wouldn't sleep, and neither could her parents. Kurhaz writes, "As a mom, it's so hard to hold it together when something like this happens. They've taken her to several doctors, but every medical test comes back normal with no physical symptoms or psychological diagnosis. But here's where it gets even more unsettling. A neighbor mentioned something that made all this make sense. Apparently, the land their home was built on used to house an old orphanage that burned down over a century ago. Several children were trapped inside and never made it out. And now, every night at 3 a.m., her daughter seems to respond to something only she can see. It's as though a presence is reaching out to her, another child perhaps, who didn't want to be alone. Kurhaz contacted their family priest, and they performed a spiritual bath and house cleansing. Since then, things have been quiet. Just like the last clip, in this next video, Chandler is folding clothes when she hears her daughter, Nellie, yelling from the living room and arguing with someone. Thinking her little girl was just playing pretend again, she goes to check, only to find this. Nellie is yelling at someone or something, insisting it isn't their turn on the swing. But here's the disturbing part. They were completely alone in the house, and what started as a harmless outburst quickly spiraled. Nellie broke down crying uncontrollably, that Chandler had to drop her phone and rush to comfort her, but it took hours before the little girl could calm down. Even then, she kept pointing at different corners of the room, screaming, "No!" at something no one else could see. After finally falling asleep, Chandler reviewed the footage and shared it online. That's when viewers noticed something unsettling. Nellie didn't just fall. It looked like she was pushed. Chandler still doesn't know what her daughter saw that day, but Nellie hasn't played in that room since. Whatever she was pointing at, it made her cry like she was being warned, or worse, threatened. And if she really was pushed, it raises a darker possibility. Maybe it wasn't just a tantrum, and maybe something wanted her off that swing. But like other videos, I'll let you decide. In this next video, Silva is winding down for the night after hosting a small girls' night with her friends. The house is quiet, everyone's asleep, and she's doing a final sweep, switching off lights, powering down devices, and clearing up a few things before heading to bed. But then this happens.
Oh my god. No les miento. No hay nada prendido. Like, the TV's off. The computer's off. That phone is off.
¿Y si oyeron lo que se oía? Les voy a enseñar acá. Like everything is off in here too. The kitchen. La idea está abierta porque la dejé abierta. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Even though every device was turned off, the TV, the speakers, even the phone, she could hear voices that sounded like someone was speaking. On the television, that was clearly powered down. So where was the sound coming from? Some viewers suggest it's the mirrors that are amplifying or even channeling energy from another realm. But not everyone buys that, and in Silva's case, it's hard to ignore the possibility. She later revealed this wasn't the first time strange things have happened in her home, and that she's been haunted for nearly 3 years. So while many urge her to move, she claims the presence in her home doesn't feel hostile, and that being haunted is just part of her routine now. But here's the question: can someone really get used to being haunted? I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. If there's one thing that's helped prove the paranormal exists, it's cameras. Because while we might blink, turn away, or sleep, cameras never stop watching, and sometimes they catch things we can't explain. Dan had always told his friends there was something off about his house. Doors would slam without warning, lights flicker, but only when he walks past them. And late at night, the sound of someone walking down the hallway, even when he was the only one home. Still, his friends weren't convinced. So one night, before heading to bed, Dan sets up a camera and then this happens. Watch closely. The door doesn't just shut, it slams with force. And if it had been a draft, the nearby blinds and other things around the area should have moved, but everything else remained perfectly still. Now, combined with all the other bizarre incidents he'd experienced in that house, this footage sealed it for him. He was convinced something was living there, and it wasn't human. The following month, Dan and his family packed up and sold the house. Let's just hope whatever was inside didn't decide to follow them. There's something eerie about buying secondhand items, especially when you don't know where they've been or what they've been through. In this next clip, a man named Luke captures something bizarre happening with his washing machine. For context, he picked it up from a local thrift store a few weeks ago, but ever since bringing it home, he's noticed something isn't quite right. One quiet morning, Luke is on the phone in the living room when he hears an odd sound coming from the laundry area. So he grabs his camera and starts recording. Have a look.
My dryer is not even on and it's doing this noise.
Despite being completely empty and turned off, the machine keeps making this strange noise. What's even stranger is that every time Luke approaches the machine to check it out, especially when he opens the dryer door, the noise intensifies, as if whatever's inside doesn't want to be disturbed. He's had it checked twice by different repair specialists, and both times they said the same thing. The machine is in perfect working condition. So if it's not mechanical, then what is it? Luke is convinced there's something paranormal at play, but some viewers have offered alternative theories ranging from trapped air to magnetic interference. Whatever the truth is, no one really knows, and like many of the videos we've seen, this one remains unsolved. This next video comes from a well-known fitness coach, famous for his intense, no-excuse workouts. But one day, it wasn't the gym that had him sweating, it was something else. On a regular day, while cleaning his house one afternoon, this happens.
Who are you gonna call? Ghostbusters, apparently, because I've made many videos in this house and I have never had any type of ghost activity, meaning can't see nothing, there's nothing to be heard on the thing, because I know sometimes cameras and voice recorders pick up other noises. Check this out. So here I was recording on Riverside. Listen to this. Tell me if you don't think it's spooky. It keeps going after that little clip I showed you. There's no kids in the house. Partner's not doing anything. I think it's time to do a cleansing. Or Ghostbusters. Somebody come get this thing out my house. Ugh.
If you listen closely, you'll hear a strange, unexplainable sound echoing through the house, and it clearly caught him off guard. He immediately stopped recording and reached out to a local ghost hunter, and also scheduled a full house cleansing, just to be safe. When he posted the clip online, many viewers said the sound felt peaceful, like a calm, protective energy, but he's not buying it. As he writes, "Ain't no spirits, good or evil, living in my house." After the cleansing, he hasn't heard anything like it since, and he hopes he never does again. On July 9th, 2025, a ghost hunter named Moxley sets out alone into a forest known for something few dare to even speak of, a haunted underground tunnel. Locals avoid the area entirely, but Moxley decided to explore the forest at night. Over the years, there have been countless reports, sightings of a woman in a red dress, shadow figures weeping, screaming, and most disturbingly, laughing. But no one stays long enough to get answers. He begins by investigating the forest perimeter, calling out to whatever might be there, and inviting any presence to respond.
So you were a soldier. What year do you think it is?
Darkness.
Darkness. Can you see me? You see what I'm doing? Can you come and show yourself to me? Show me who you are.
Still hoping to communicate, he steps into the tunnel, but the moment he sets up his gear, everything shifts. He described it as an overwhelming wave of fear, like someone was standing right behind him. But when he turned around, no one was there.
Who's here? That's literally giving me goosebumps. Is there someone here? Turn me back again. No, seriously.
Wary of him.
Who have I got to be wary of? Every single time I turn me back. Can you tell me his name? Tell me who you are. Every time I turned my back then, there was a noise behind me like something was moving towards me. Was that you moving around behind me? If it was, can you tell me who you are? Move this camera back a little bit. Last time I was here, you said this was your grave, if I'm correct?
Am I dead?
I can't really answer that one.
Out.
Out. Do you want me to get out? Do you want me to leave? I'll leave if you want me to. This camera keeps losing focus. I tell you what, I'll leave if you want.
Shaken, he went back to the forest and encountered something even stranger, a conversation with a spirit that left him with more questions than answers.
It's been said that you like to scare people out of this place. Last time I was here, I said it earlier, you scared me out of those tunnels. Was there something with the tunnel? You're protecting something down in the family. You're protecting your family. Was your family buried down in the tunnels? I keep saying tunnels, there's just one tunnel. Was that your family's burial ground? Are you happy that they started to plant new trees here? Trying to save the land? Maybe you won't be so angry trying to scare people away. I might come back here and camp right in this spot. Would you be okay with me camping out here?
They killed me.
Right, I got that last time they killed me. Who killed you? Tell me their names. You said that last time I was here, that somebody killed you out here. Tell me their names, tell me your name. Getting that weird feeling like you're being watched. Are you watching me?
Still searching for clarity, Moxley made the bold decision to return to the tunnel, and that's when things took a dark, terrifying turn.
Oh, I can't stand in this.
Will you stay a while?
I can't stay in here for a while. This absolutely stinks. Right, this smells of sulphur. And it just smells of pure death. Can you stay a while? I don't think I'll be staying down here. I'm gonna go back upstairs. I can't cope with this smell. No, I need to go out. What the? What the? What the? What the? You there? You playing with me? Right. No. Let's get out of here. That stunk.
He started smelling sulfur in the air, and as they say, when you smell sulfur, the devil's not far behind. Suddenly, he felt a cold breath brush the back of his neck, but when he turned, there's no one there. This time, he didn't ask questions, he left immediately. Could it have been the woman in red who many say is the guardian of the tunnel? Or is there another explanation for what happened down there? Let me know your thoughts on this one. The following clip was recorded by a realtor named Jessica when she went to inspect a house before showing it to a client. Watch.
Did you hear it?
The moment she stepped inside, she felt movement around her like someone was shifting from room to room, but when she checked every corner of the house, there was no one there. Jessica could hear sounds like someone was dragging something heavy, and this made most people come to the conclusion that it was a spirit making its presence known, warning her that she wasn't welcome there. So did Jessica really stumble into a haunted home without realizing it, or is there a more logical explanation hidden in the noise? Now, this next clip is about a woman named Emma, who has been dealing with strange activity in her home for quite some time. It's gotten so out of hand that even her 1-year-old has started waving, smiling, and interacting with things Emma can't see, almost as if he has an invisible playmate. She's also mentioned lights flickering, doors creaking open on their own, and objects going missing only to reappear in strange places. One morning while working, her TV suddenly begins switching on by itself, jumping from channel to channel without her touching the remote. Curious and unsettled, Emma grabs her phone to record, but while she's still explaining the bizarre TV situation, something else happens. Watch.
Right, okay, so I've been working and the telly kept going on, and every time I turned it off, 10 minutes would pass and it would go back on. I've even... Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god, I'm freezing right now. Oh my god. Right, do you get what I mean? I'm a bit scared when I'm in the house on my own. Like, fuck.
Now, Emma believes something is desperately trying to get her attention, but what if it's more than that? A few even suggest that what she captured was a warning, that whatever's in her home is slowly growing stronger, testing how much it can move and manipulate in her environment. Emma doesn't know what to believe, so this, like many other encounters caught on camera, remains a mystery. This next video is about a couple who usually only post lighthearted content about their pets, never anything remotely paranormal. But recently, they've been experiencing strange activity in and around their home, and it all started after the wife's father passed away. At first, it was just small things, faint knocks in the middle of the night, strange creaks in empty rooms, and the occasional flickering of lights they blamed on old wiring. But lately, the disturbances have become much stronger, almost as if whoever or whatever pastor is behind them wants them to stop making excuses and finally take notice. One afternoon, while they were entertaining friends and having a good time, something happened. Take a look.
Hello, it's leaving. I'm not doing nothing. What the hell? Oh my god. It's either a ghost from Wilson or it's Dad trying to get your beer. It's so cold. See? Don't touch. Oh shit. Nothing underneath. No, there's nothing under here. It didn't do nothing. That was freaky.
Now, it's hard not to believe something unseen was moving that drink, especially after they showed that there was nothing under the table that could have caused such a slide. Many believe the wife's dad was trying to get their attention, but I'll leave you to be the judge on this one. Now, this next clip is also about attention, and it raises a bigger question. Why do ghosts, spirits, or whatever you choose to call them, seem to crave it so much? Is it always about reaching out to loved ones, or could there be darker motives behind it? For the couple in this next clip, that question is becoming harder to ignore. Take a look.
So this is like the Dr. J of world. This is the crazy house. Okay, so this is like the Amityville house. And this is the so this is like the Dr. J of world. Go. This is like the Dr. J of world.
Now, before you say the object simply tripped or fell, think about this. One single event could easily be brushed off as coincidence. But when it keeps happening, and in different ways, it's no longer so easy to explain away. That's why they went as far as installing cameras throughout their home, to finally catch proof of what's been going on. Before this clip, they'd already experienced lights flickering on and off, heavy knocks that shook the walls when nobody was nearby, and even doors shutting in rooms that were supposed to be empty. And perhaps the most unsettling part, they've captured countless disembodied voices on these recordings. Some of them whisper the wife's name, others sound like short, urgent phrases. Look here, listen, even I'm here. They've even forwarded some of these eerie audio clips to viewers who asked to hear them, and many came back convinced they weren't alone. So the real mystery here isn't just what is happening, but why. Do these entities demand attention because they're trying to communicate, or because they're feeding off the fear it creates? I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. In this next clip, two explorers stepped into an old, forgotten homestead, and almost instantly felt something was off. They described the air as heavy, like someone invisible was pacing beside them, even breathing down the back of their necks. Yet when they searched the rooms, there was no one in sight. At least, not that they could see. And then, this happened.
Oh, I just caught it on video.
And there's no wind.
There's no wind. I just caught the cabinet open on video.
Cabinet?
This just opened.
Well, that's not creepy.
Bro, I just caught it on video.
And there's no wind.
There's no wind. I just caught the cabinet open on video.
Cabinet?
Now, in this next clip, a woman named Sharon was home alone when she started hearing distinct footsteps upstairs, almost like someone was pacing back and forth, but she knew for certain her husband was at work and they didn't have any guests over. On a normal day, she says she would have rushed outside and called the cops. On any other day, she admits she probably would have run straight out of the house and called the cops. But this time, she couldn't. Her baby was upstairs, and there was no way she was leaving her child in the same place she was hearing those footsteps. So, with her phone camera in hand, she went upstairs, hoping that if someone was really in the house, she'd have proof. What she caught instead is something she still can't explain. Watch this.
Y'all, something really creepy is happening right now. My husband's at work, I'm the only one home, and listen. It sounds like someone is upstairs walking around. Okay, I'm actually freaking out because I just heard something drop upstairs, like on my ceiling. Hang on. Okay, I turned the video off because I'm actually really freaked out. That baby monitor that you saw laying on the ground is normally attached to the wall. My son isn't crawling, walking, pulling himself up, anything like that yet. So there's no way he could have done that. So now what do I do? All right, we're literally leaving the house. We're leaving the house.
Some viewers quickly dismissed her fears, pointing out that her dog seemed calm, saying, "When the dog starts acting unsettled, then you should worry." But according to Sharon, the dog immediately ran upstairs and led her directly to her baby's room. And for those who claim the dog pushed the baby monitor, Sharon made it clear her dog was with her the entire time, and couldn't have reached the height where the monitor was screwed in. Others suggested the baby monitor might have simply fallen, but even if it did fall, how do you explain the footsteps that came first? There was one other comment that started a whole new conversion. The more you talk about these things, the more you notice them, and the more you acknowledge them, the more they'll interact with you. So how true is this statement? And do you think Sharon is overreacting by planning to leave the house? Or could this be the smartest thing to do? Let me know what you think. Now, we're all used to hearing how old buildings carry the presence of people who may have passed away inside, or sometimes the energy of past tragedies that linger within the walls. But what makes this next clip different is that the house in question is a brand new building. Still, from the very first day the family moved in, one strange thing has happened every single day, and always in the same room. Watch.
This has been happening ever since we've moved in. Ever since we've been moved in, this has been happening. It's a brand new building. I don't get it. Happens that often, the handle is even loose. Really, really fed up with this. It's all the time at the moment.
The fact that it always happens in that one particular room continues to spook them. And like so many encounters caught on camera, this one remains unsolved. This next clip is about an old house, and not just any old house. We're talking about a home that's 138 years old. Take a look.
Jesus loves me, yes I know.
Built in 1887, this home was haunted by the original homeowners, Judson Hood and his wife Mary Pogue. I lived here for 3 years and just released my 10-part series explaining the history of the home and how it eventually burnt down.
Mary. Mary girl. Ooh, I'm covered in goosebumps. Mary, I know you just died 106 years ago, bitch. Give it up, Mary. Cut it out. Come on, Mary, for real. You done said your fucking piece 106 times. Died. Go to the grave. This shit's creepy. I'll give it to you since it's your death date or whatever. Happy 106th day in heaven. I hope you're in heaven.
I called 911.
Jesus loves me, yes I know, for the Bible. Come on, girl. What do you want? Normally you shut up when I come down here. I'm gonna try to run past it. Hey, Mary. Mary, can you stop? Mary! Stop! Creepy ass painting. I am not cut out for this shit, y'all. My motherfucking rosary.
The history of this house is both scary and sad. And to make it worse, it burned down not long after Noah had lived there for 3 years. Over time, Noah tracked down several past residents, and the pattern was terrifying. Every single one of them left, claiming the house nearly drove them insane. Locals say it's haunted by the ghost of Mary, the wife of the original owner, who fell down the stairs, was left immobilized, and later died in the house. You see, Noah's clip had people laughing more than worrying, but the next clip changed everything. Watch.
Are you trying to say something? Or are you just trying to keep annoying me? Oh. Not goosebumps. Mary. Girl, stop. I'm trying to sleep. Jesus loves me, yes I know. For the Bible tells me so. This is more or less really creepy, like late at night when it happens. During the day I can walk down here and it's like Okay, it's creepy during the day too. Calm down, girl. I'm fucking out of here. I am out of here, bitch.
If you're wondering why Noah screamed, there was a voice that clearly said, hello. But here's the twist. It doesn't sound like a woman's voice. It sounded like a man's voice. This left viewers wondering if it's not only Mary in the house, but her husband as well. Or perhaps something entirely different. But the next activity was more troubling. Watch.
If you could just please stop. I'm trying to sleep. This is the third time you got me up. I'm here, so come on. What do you need? What are you trying to tell me?
This time it was louder, but no matter how many times Noah gets up to investigate, it always stops the moment he gets close. Some believe the entity feeds on the fear of being heard but never found. Others think it's a game, a cruel form of control, keeping Noah right on the edge. But what do you think? The following is about a Canadian woman widely known for documenting her life in what many now call one of the most haunted houses on the internet. Her videos are filled with recurring eerie sounds, fleeting shadows, and unsettling encounters. But she's also built a following around her thrift store finds, unboxings, creepy dolls, and vintage items that seem to carry strange energy. One quiet evening, she's in the kitchen when she hears voices drifting from the laundry room. But this isn't new to her. As someone deeply familiar with the paranormal, she instinctively starts calling out, asking questions, trying to see if something will respond. Watch.
Hi guys. Thanks, Chris. Thanks for the heart. This doll doesn't seem to be doing much of anything at this point. Whatever's going on, we're getting a lot of activity from that room. A lot of noise coming from there. A lot of app activity from there. I just don't feel comfortable over there. Do you? Mm-mm. Are you still in that room? If you're in that room, give me a sign. Oh yeah, I never thought flashlight. If you're in the room, give me a sign. Did you hear that? Who's there? Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! Okay. You heard that, right?
Yep.
Was that you?
I'm trying to there.
Okay. I'm scared to go near it. What are you doing? I was ready to run for the stairs. Guys, I'm sorry. I'm trying to... Okay, I'm trying to breathe. Okay. Who is this?
I think it's toying with us.
Frig! The cat scared me! Frig, I can't. My heart is in my throat. What was that noise, though? It was a thump. Yeah, keep the flashlight like that. If there's anything moving, we can see. Who's here? Holy shit. That was loud, whatever that was. My nose is starting to run because it's gotten cold.
Do I turn it off?
Try to get up. I'm just gonna back up. I keep thinking something's gonna fly out at me.
Sails back here,
frig, I don't like that.
Oh, no.
I don't like that. Who's here? Say your name. Say your name.
The loud bang, the inhuman growl, the abrupt silence as she speaks, the sudden drop in temperature, and then the scream. This exact pattern of events is textbook poltergeist activity, a kind of disturbance believed to be caused by a restless or malevolent spirit. But the truly disturbing part came after viewers noticed something creepy. At the point when she's pointing the flashlight toward the curtain, if you look closely, you'll notice a large face. Clip. Sometimes it takes a crowd to spot what one person misses in the moment, but despite what she captured on camera, she decides to stay. And nearly a year after posting the first clip, this happened.
Okay guys, I'm in the laundry room, and a lot of you know we hung the wind chimes down in the basement the other day. We've been hearing them off and on, and I'm down here alone and I just heard them. They're moving. And there's an orb. They're moving.
Among her many old collectibles is a wind chime. Innocent looking, but somehow always at the center of strange occurrences. Watch closely, you'll see orbs floating around it. But here's where things get truly unsettling. Unlike most orb sightings, which are only visible through a lens, she can see these orbs with her own eyes. And that's a big deal, because in the paranormal world, naked eye orb sightings are rare and usually indicate a high energy presence. Some believe these are spirits attempting direct contact, while others think they're remnants of something far older and far less human. Still, she insists the presence in her home isn't there to harm her, and while that may be true, we can only hope she's right. In this next video, a couple is fast asleep when their bedroom camera picks up something no one can explain. Take a look. At first glance, it's easy to assume it was just the cat, but after watching it over and over again, the wife, Hannah, is convinced this wasn't her cat at all. And once you hear her breakdown, you might start to see it differently too. She explains that her first reaction was also to blame the cat, but something didn't sit right. The eyes. They seem to appear out of nowhere, and more importantly, she accounts for all three of their cats. One is clearly perched on the headboard, the other two are 10 feet away from the bed. So what, or who, was right behind her sleeping partner? She adds that there are no mirrors, no windows, and no lights on, just a dark hallway behind the bed, and an open closet. And that's what really got people talking. Many viewers now believe whatever was behind her partner came out from the closet. Hannah's still shaken up and admits she can't unsee it, so the question remains, are those the eyes of a ghost like she believes? Or is there another explanation still waiting to be uncovered? You decide. Now, in this next clip, a mother takes her little girl to Phoenix Children's Hospital, where they encounter something they both, at the time, described as a friendly ghost. Have a look.
Okay, go. Who is it?
It's so weird.
Is it you?
Is it me? It's not me.
It's motion sensor. There's no one over there. Okay, do it one more time.
Do it one more time, please.
Okay. One last time.
You okay? Wait, so are we friends now? Can you do it again if we're friends now?
Oh.
We're not friends? You don't like me? Okay.
Are you a doctor?
Are you a Wait, so do it again if you're a doctor. Wait, are you messing with us or are you actually a doctor? I don't know. Are you just messing with us? Okay. Well.
I don't know.
At first, the moment felt lighthearted, almost magical. The little girl was smiling, and the mother found it charming that something so unusual had happened during their hospital visit. But once they got home and posted the video online, everything changed. The comments started flooding in, and with them, stories that completely reframed what they experienced. Several former staff members said that in the old ER, the TV would turn on and off by itself, and even maintenance crews could never figure out why. But that wasn't the most unsettling part. One comment pointed out that room 28 in the old ER is never used anymore and hasn't been for years because of multiple reported sightings of a girl ghost known to attack patients. Others claimed they had seen a nurse walk straight through a wall or heard footsteps echoing through empty corridors, especially at night. One father shared that during his son's extended stay, they'd take night walks near the cafeteria, only to hear children laughing and playing in the halls below. But every time they went to check, the place was empty. And here's the most disturbing part. Beneath the cafeteria, there's a morgue. When you take all of that in, every whispered story, every unexplained sound, it makes that moment between mother and daughter feel far more terrifying than sweet. They thought they'd met a friendly ghost, but now they're not so sure. Is this hospital really haunted? I'd love to know if you've ever been to Phoenix Children's Hospital and what you experienced. Now, in this next clip, Brian is in his living room filming a wholesome moment about how good life can feel when you slow down, listen to some good music, and choose happiness. But then, while he was recording, something strange appeared in his phone camera. Watch closely.
I got bloody. Huh? There's nothing there, but on the phone it looks like there's a What? Hold up, let me take this off. What is... Oh my god, there's nothing there! What the Hello? What the... Can y'all see it? No, run. Oh my god, I see her shadow. There's something at the window. There's something. I'm gonna turn on the lights now. I don't wanna play. There's something at the window. Put this down. There's something at the window. Hello? But there's nothing there when I show. Shit! Why are they making my life freeze? My life is freezing. There's literally something there. Bloody Mary.
What's truly unsettling is that he could see it only through the phone, but when he looked up at the wall directly, nothing was there. Some believe phone lenses pick up frequencies or energies that the human eye can't detect, especially when entities aren't fully materialized. But was this really the case? Seconds later, he gets this intense feeling, like someone's standing right by the window, but when he turns, no one's there. Now, if you pay close attention to the footage, you'll notice something even creepier. There's a brief moment where a hand-like shape moves, followed by what looks like a figure slowly moving out of the corner of the wall. Brian says he was completely alone that night and insists there's no way anyone else could have been inside. So like other videos, this remains unsolved. The following video captures yet another strange moment in Jenna's house, one of many that oddly only seem to happen when she's not around. For weeks, all she's had were secondhand accounts from her partner about weird noises and unexplainable events, but this time, her mom and siblings happened to be visiting and they finally caught something on camera. Watch.
I saw a shadow figure today in my house, and now my dog's been barking at the ceiling for 5 minutes.
Get it, Athena. What is it?
The dog's behavior here is the creepy part. For nearly 5 minutes straight, it's pacing, growling, barking, and completely restless. Now, any pet owner knows dogs don't fake fear. When a dog is this agitated, it usually means it's reacting to something real, which could either be physical or not. Jenna was advised to sage the house, and she agrees it's probably the right move. But here's where things get interesting. She only has a small, brittle sage stick she describes as pretty chintzy. So now she's wondering, does the quality of sage actually matter when it comes to spiritual cleansing? I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. In this next clip, a mom hears her kid's toy going off in the middle of the night. She gets up, half asleep, just planning to turn it off like usual, but then something else moves, and it's not what you'd expect. Watch closely.
So this is the same toy that used to go off in the past, and it's always terrified me since. Because I would ask it questions and it would answer with noises.
Now here's what's strange. The toy making noise on its own? She's used to that. It's happened so many times, even after people advised her to take the batteries out, which she eventually did. But the sound didn't stop. Still, the creepiest part isn't the toy, it's what's sitting right there on the table beside it. You'll notice a plastic hand completely still until one finger twitches. Paranormal or not, this one is hard to shake. Now, in this next clip, James and his friend are exploring an old school building late at night, after hearing rumors of strange noises echoing through the classrooms. As they follow the sound, this is what they capture.
What is that?
think it's coming from a deep.
Is it that one?
I think.
So is that recording you guys?
Attention please, there has been a report of an emergency. Proceed calmly to the exit and leave the building immediately. All handicapped occupants shall use the building evacuation plan.
A baby crying alone in an abandoned classroom at night is the kind of sound that immediately puts you on edge because it doesn't belong there. But just as they reach the door, something attacks them. You can hear the panic in their voices as they run for their lives. Now here's where the real debate begins. Some people believe they should have gone back with the police to make sure there wasn't an actual child in danger. But others, including several who've worked in abandoned or reportedly haunted buildings, warn that sounds like a crying baby are a known paranormal lure, a tactic used to draw people in. It's been documented in other cases where the sound leads to nowhere, or to something much worse. James never went back, and after what happened, can you really blame him? I'll leave this one up to you to decide. The following video was recorded by a couple known for sharing lighthearted personal moments, parenting clips, funny takes on daily life, and even their thoughts on world events. But this time, they didn't post the usual. Instead, they shared something they've been battling with in silence for months, something they're now desperate to get help with. One evening, the wife walks into the kitchen ready to start making dinner for her husband and little girl when this happens.
Hy druk die hele tyd 6.
Okay, wag Kevin. Okay.
Oh, I hear it, right? You hear it?
Dit was net Kevin wat hom nou op 0 gesit het. So kom ons kyk nou.
Ja, maak hierdie lig.
Nee, daar alweer. Oh shit, alweer 6. Kyk haar.
According to the couple, whatever's in that house seems to manipulate anything it can in the kitchen. This time, it was the microwave. But other nights, the blender would switch on by itself in the middle of the night. Knives would be found laid out neatly on the counter after they were certain they'd put them away, and the faucet would run full blast without anyone near it. Whether it's a ghost with a strange fixation on kitchen appliances or something else entirely, they can't say for sure. But after seeing this footage, what do you think is really going on in their home? This next video is about a man named Leo who has an unusual but passionate hobby, collecting dolls, especially Barbie, Ariel, and vintage toys. While some might find it odd, there's actually a large community of doll collectors who value them for their craftsmanship, the nostalgia they evoke, and even the sense of preserving history. Some even believe certain dolls carry personalities or an aura, which makes the collection feel almost alive. A few weeks ago, Leo added a new doll to his collection, but ever since, something strange has been happening. Every single morning, he finds it lying on the floor, close to the door. But before jumping to conclusions, Leo decided to rule out all logical explanations, so he set up a camera in his doll room. One night, the footage revealed something he wasn't prepared for. Watch.
This goes here.
Apparently, the doll isn't the only problem. If you look closely, you'll notice a toy car moving on its own, with no one in sight, and according to Leo, it took hours before he was able to find that toy car the next morning. Some claim he may have brought home an attachment, a spirit linked to one of his secondhand dolls. They believe certain dolls can carry the energy of a previous owner, and if that owner has passed, the spirit might continue to linger. Others suggest it might not even be the doll, but something in the house using the toys as a way to communicate. A moving toy car, in particular, is sometimes linked to child spirits, but also to trickster entities that mimic children to gain trust. Now, Leo's instinct is telling him to move, but viewers warn him that simply leaving won't help. If the haunted object is in his possession, the spirit will follow him. According to them, the only way to stop it is to cleanse all dolls and toys. He hasn't posted any updates since, so for now, we can only hope he's managed to rid his home of whatever, or whoever, was causing these unsettling events. The following video is about a lady who had just gotten the keys to her new home, and had plans on how she'd decorate and make it her own. But she had not even moved her furniture in yet when the first strange incident happened. Watch this. If you put on headphones, you can clearly hear footsteps, and judging by the way her cat is staring, you'd agree it could sense a presence. But the second time, what she heard was far more unsettling. This time, she could hear bangs coming from upstairs, and recurring noises in the same area are often thought to mean a specific room or spot is a hot zone, a place where energy gathers or where something happened in the past that left a spiritual imprint. Also, footsteps often signal a spirit announcing its presence, but when those escalate to aggressive bangs, it's a warning or even an attempt to intimidate. The next time it happened, she was home completely alone, and what the camera captured this time wasn't footsteps or bangs, it was something else entirely. If you turn up your volume, you'll hear the sound of a door closing, as if someone was either coming in or leaving. But when you piece this pattern together, footsteps, bangs, and then a door closing, many believe the spirit is retracing the moments before a traumatic event, or worse, acting out its last living movements. Whether it's an intelligent haunting or an echo from the past, it's hard to say, so like many stories of this kind, this one remains unresolved. This next clip is about Steve, a man who's made it his personal mission to prove that the paranormal is real. He often runs experiments late at night, using everything from motion sensors to EVP recorders. But on this particular night, he decided to keep it simple. He called out to any spirit that might be present, and then this happened.
Let's do this one together. So I'm standing here and I'm calling out to a spirit right now because the night before, she or him came right out from where the door is. Again, as I called, here he comes, or she. But it's a beautiful blue orb, beautiful spirit. I'm sure they're here to protect me, or they're just happy to be here.
According to Steve, this glowing blue orb is a protective spirit, a benevolent presence that watches over him, and he feels honored to have captured what he calls its beautiful energy on camera. But the thing is, in the paranormal world, blue orbs often carry very different meanings depending on who you ask. Some believe it's a sign that a kind and guiding entity is near, often protecting a home or warning against danger. Others see them as messengers from loved ones who have passed on. But not every interpretation is comforting. There are even stories where such orbs appeared before a major disturbance or emotional upheaval, almost as if they were heralding something to come. So, is Steve right? I'll let you be the judge.